everyone, it's Cynthia Say here and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm an intuitive tarot oracle reader and I use my intuitive gifts to help those wherever you may be. So today we have an exciting reading for you. What we're going to do is we're actually going to be exploring past lives. I do feel like past lives does massively impact you wherever you are on your journey. Sometimes there's going to be like patterns and things that show up in your life, and you kind of sometimes need to navigate through it in order to kind of not push past it, but sort of like let the pattern go. So let's just say you might be having some sort of reoccurring pattern, like, I don't know, some person keeps showing up in your life being kind of mean or aggressive, and maybe it's because in some past life you allowed that to happen. So exploring past lives, I do feel, is something definitely worthwhile looking into. So we do have 4 different piles for you to choose from. I know I just kind of chose these love oracle cards. I won't necessarily be using it in the reading, but I was definitely just drawn to the images. But we have the first pile number 1, which is forgiveness. We have pile number 2, which is commitment. And we have pile number 3, which is the self-love. And we have pile number 4, which is passion. Okay. And throughout the entire reading, I will be using this beautiful deck, by the way, from one of my dearest friends, Anu, and it's called the Wake Me Up Tarot. And Anu is an incredibly talented artist, and I absolutely love her tarot deck at the moment. It's just incredible and so on point. So I just genuinely feel like, you know what, I'm just going to use her tarot deck for the entire reading. So yeah, anyway, let's get into your reading. Choose the pile you are most drawn to. Let's just, oh yeah, timestamps are below. See you there. Okay, so this is for those who chose pile number 1, which is forgiveness. Okay, so as I said, I kind of just generally tune in. I love to see what messages are going to be coming up. Potentially to kind of highlight anything that might be showing up in your area as a bit of like a grey area kind of thing. Okay, so we have the arts here. Angels and guides of the highest good and the highest truth. Saints and ascended masters. We've got Greco-Roman. Okay, we've got male and female. We've also got mother here. Okay, so it's going to be really interesting. I love how like actually all the tones here is like grey. And the first thing that's kind of coming into me is like there's a grey area. So maybe this is definitely something you've definitely been struggling with in trying to understand what is really going on. Trying to see what the cards are also saying, and then I'm going to pull out some oracles and then we shall be discussing. Angels and guides of the highest good, saints and ascended masters of the highest good and the highest truth and the highest wisdom, please tell me what messages you have for pile number 1's past life. Angels and guides of the highest good, the highest truth. There we go. Okay. So we have the 3 of Swords. Okay. I kind of feel like, right, there's a lot of swords here going on. All right, but you all wanted to come out. So, okay, I'm hearing, all right. There's a lot of logic energy. If you chose pile number 1, the first thing that I've really immediately I'm picking up on is that you may have been someone who has experienced massive troubles with the mother figure in this lifetime. And I feel like this kind of trouble may be financially related. So maybe this may have been a mother who was financially demanding on you, or someone who may not necessarily be financially demanding, but maybe there is just this kind of needing and wanting you to do things for them. And it has caused like this feelings of what I'm hearing is like bitterness or upset. It has also created a level of distrust with maybe women because of how things may have started out for you in the beginning, okay? You may have also had someone who, or had a mother figure. It doesn't have to be a mother figure, by the way. It could be like also a teacher, like a head teacher, or like, you know, it's just a prominent authoritative female figure growing up, and it has created a lot of distrust, particularly with women. What I am definitely feeling here is that maybe you guys have a very special talent. And when I say you have a talent with the arts, you could be very much an artist. You could be someone who is a singer, who has the ability to speak up and speak out into the world. You could be someone who is also just a painter. You could be someone who was a dancer. You had a very special gift. You definitely had a very special talent. And I feel like maybe you were put down a lot earlier on, like definitely earlier on. And it kind of broke, I don't want to say it like broke your heart, because even though Three of Swords usually indicates that, but there is just a very huge, what feels like wound, because where the mother figure in this lifetime is supposed to be someone who's supportive, who loves you unconditionally, it may have started to feel like for you something very conditional and something very unsupportive. So you've moved forward in life and there's just been like this element of struggle, this kind of consecutive pattern of not necessarily trusting women, or maybe even feeling like very competitive with women, or women have felt competitive with you. And, you know, there is just a lot of discord here. And it's very interesting because you may have felt that, I am getting into the past life, but you may have felt that actually you also might have struggled a little bit with men and trusting them. Generally, the trust energy is coming in very strong, and there's like a massive blockage in receiving love. So even though actually you may have been in relationships with people, like you may have been in loving, you know, wonderful relationships, but then you might start to have like these thoughts of they're doing something or they're up to something, and it's because you've created that level of distrust, because the distrust initially kind of came from the mother, okay? And because there is that unsupportive feeling like, okay, anyone is going to try and hurt you and backstab you or betray you, you've even, it's almost like you might create these stories even if those like men or women may not necessarily be that. But it's almost like it's being created. Now, it's very interesting because the Greco-Roman card came along, male and female. So if you were a woman, or if you are a woman, the male and female card is kind of interesting because basically it's saying if you're a male in this lifetime, you are a female in this past life that they're going to bring up, okay? And if you are a female in this lifetime, you are a man in this lifetime, okay? That's usually what it means. It's just like the role reversal, okay? And in the Greco-Roman times, clearly there has been some sort of distrust that has been created. And immediately the story, like what I'm picking up on is that actually where you may have thought it was the mother. No. It feels like there is this kind of betrayal of someone not getting something that they wanted. So, okay. So I feel like if you, like I said, if you were like a man in this lifetime, you may have been someone who kind of was like a soldier or something like this, and you kind of went off to war. And then when you came back, either there was obviously, you know, people having created a lot of discord for you. So, you know, someone would have either married the person that you wanted to be with, or they would have taken a lot of your money, assuming that you were dead. Or there is this element of something being taken away from you in the Greco-Roman times. And if you were if you are a man and you're a woman, and if you're a woman in this Greco-Roman time, you may have been forced to betray someone, or, you know, you decided to make a decision based on choosing to be with someone because of finances. And this is then showing up in your reality as and I say in your reality, in your 3D reality right now, as there being an element of discord with betrayal and also abundance. And because the mother energy is kind of a very interesting energy, okay? Because when we have a mother energy that shows up in your reality as someone who's not supportive and is sort of showcasing betrayal, deceit, or, you know, she may have even been like one of those mothers that was very gossipy, or like very much, you know, wanting to talk about people behind their backs. And, you know, you created or accepted that as the truth about women, so that would create some level of distrust. But the mother energy, so the mother figure and the mother energy in its wholeness, in its divineness, is someone that's very supportive, is someone who's unconditionally loving, is someone who's happy, who's joyful, who wants to give you everything in the world, okay? That is the divine mother in her wholeness, okay? And if mothers did not show up in that way, you can see where things in your reality do not end up showing up the way that you need them to, okay? So because of this element of betrayal, the mother figure is, or the mother energy in this lifetime, is trying to showcase those patterns of betrayal, of the deception, of also sort of like choosing I don't know why the King of Pentacles, for me it feels like choosing stability, security, but choosing money over, you know, maybe someone that you love, or maybe choosing money over, you know, even doing something that you love. Choosing money over someone you love, and choosing money over doing something you love. Either way, love is the very essence of you, the very truth of you, the very being of you. The moment you do something that's not in alignment with love, in effect, energetically, you are kind of betraying yourself, right? So this is why, you know, they're saying here it's a case of realigning with love, realigning with the truth. The mother energy is someone supportive, kind and wonderful, loving, fun, wants to give you everything. And it's very interesting it's coming up with this forgiveness card, because what needs to really happen on the grander scale, the bigger scale of everything, is a huge amount of forgiveness, not only to the mother figure maybe in this lifetime, but also to any woman who has hurt you, or to any man who has hurt you. Anywhere you've experienced betrayal, deceit, loss, and not trusted, because ultimately it's coming from just a misalignment, but it's also just coming, you know, potentially from this lifetime, or it is coming from this past life, where, you know, a betrayal, that deception had occurred, and, you know, it's just an energy that's been carried over, and it's like the universe is saying, could you like free it, let go, forgive it, so that we can clear this all out and have you back in alignment, okay? So this is kind of what I am really picking up on. It's very interesting. And when we think about being in alignment with what it is that we love. Like, you may have even created a belief that no one supports you in what you love, which is highly untrue. So you need to forgive the person that may have created that assumption, and then realign yourself with what it is that you do love, right? And if it is all these betrayals of, I mean, because you got the Seven of Swords here, right? Betrayals, deceptions, self-sabotaging, people wanting to be very competitive with you, feeling like things are being taken away from you. So that's why competition comes along, right? You know, someone always feeling like they need to have one up on you. And this would have been massively created here. And it's just a case of, you know what, in being in alignment, I can kind of forgive and let go and move forward. With the Four of Swords here, which is very interesting, I do feel like if you chose pile number 1, you might be someone who has been on this journey and you're just like, where is my breakthrough? What is happening? Like, I am just doing everything that I need to and it's just not flowing into place. And I feel like this is definitely going to be able to help you. But with the Four of Swords here, also just take your time out to relax, to really put yourself into a hot salt bath, to just get the candles on, get the hot teas on. I feel like Spirit is also saying you've been doing so much, you do need to just kind of pull back, take some time out, okay? So I'm just going to pull out some oracle cards here because I kind of want to, yeah, see, oh my god, look, we've got retreat, rest, and be held. So they know that you guys have been, you know, on this journey, you're doing it, you're working through your issues, you're journaling, you're meditating, maybe you're doing yoga, but sometimes when you really are pushing, they want you to just relax, just retreat, really put in so much love towards yourself, because, you know, this isn't stuff that can be like done in a day. Okay, you know, I can't remember that saying, you can't do a life's work in a day. I think, funnily enough, that's actually a Roman saying. Rome was not built in a day. That was it, okay? But, you know, you've been pushing and just really, really bring in all that self-love here, okay? And trust the niggle, trust what is niggling and what is that niggling feeling trying to tell you. And I think if you have chosen this pile, you may have already been experiencing maybe even flashbacks of like this Roman era, you know, having these past life moments, and even having potentially even experienced someone taking a talent away from you in a past life. You know, if you were a natural and beautiful singer and someone kind of took that away from you, that could also be an energy, like maybe someone kind of, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying this, maybe someone cut your tongue out so you can never sing again, right? But it was your talent. That's a lot of betrayal energy there. And they're just saying, you know, trust where you're being guided right now, because I feel like they may be trying to guide you here and saying this is how you're going to break free from it, okay? So, yeah, we've got ritual. I think with anything with past lives, I mean, the amazing thing is that some people can just naturally tune in, you know, if you're very connected to your angels and your guides and everything, you can just tune in. But sometimes, you know, if you want to get yourself into just a very meditative state so that you can see the truth behind the situation, you know, that is one way of accessing it. And also the Akashic records. Yeah, see, I love how I just went meditation, and meditation is the first thing that kind of came up. So if you are planning to explore this and to help you kind of overcome what you might be carrying over, meditation, rituals, really delving in deep and just being like, you know, I'm willing to see everything. Like, I'm willing to see it in the light, in its truth, so that I can be free from it in this lifetime, right? Okay, so I do feel like these are all my messages for you, pile number 1. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. I am sending you so much love. Bye now. Hi there, pile 2. Let's have a look and see what past life wants to come up for you. And what are we going to explore? Oh, okay, so we've got galactic. This is really interesting because I recently had a clearing with someone, and they were telling me about like the galactic collective consciousness, and I was like, it wasn't like I completely, you know, shut it down. I was just like, oh my goodness, for like the first time that kind of actually resonates. But it makes sense. Like there is, well, you know, there is just kind of other dimensions and things out there, and obviously sometimes, you know, we can carry over things into this life from previous times, previous dimensions, other places. So yeah, we have the arts card again coming up, and we have Atlantis. Okay, very interesting. But I kind of feel like I knew, like I feel like I'm getting where this is kind of coming from. So let's have a look and see. Oh, I don't think that was, no, that wasn't meant to happen. Okay, let's have a look. Spirit, angels and guides and spirit team of the highest good, highest truth and highest wisdom, ascended masters of the highest good, highest truth, highest wisdom, and saints of the highest good, highest truth, highest wisdom. Please relay messages of truth for pile number 2 and their past life. Please help me, show me. I know this is very interesting. I feel like, right, okay, so you've got the world card. Pile number 2, if you chose this pile, I feel like you might be someone who is seen very differently, but not in a really, you know, bad way. It's almost like you might have like a bit of a special light, like you have something about you which other people and place, you know, things are just, they're quite enamored or they're quite enraptured by you, and it is because you do hold a very, very different kind of light inside of you. Okay, which wants to kind of come out? Yep. So they're saying it's like the 9 of Cups and the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, like she is basically like, oh, okay. They're saying the King of Wands as well wants to come out. Okay, I did feel like this is something to do with like a love situation. So how am I going to do this? Okay, so we're going to put the Queen of Pentacles here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just shift this all up, because these cards came out and I do feel like they are very much entwined. I feel like there is definitely an individual. They could be like Aries, Leo, Sag. You could be Aries, Leo, Sag, or a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy, okay? But it feels like, how do I say it? I'm just gonna, right. Here's the thing. It kind of feels like, okay, so the Tower wants to come out too, right? I don't know if anyone has like ever seen that movie, but it's the one with like Will Smith and Charlize Theron, and they're both like superheroes. I can't remember the name of it, but basically, like they are incredibly like, so they are like superheroes, okay? And he's kind of like this superhero that basically just gets everything wrong. But what happens is that when they come together, it's almost like, number one, the attraction and everything between them is just so intense. It's like so incredibly powerful and everything. But what starts to happen is like destruction and chaos starts to be created around them. So they obviously knew that even though that there was like this superhero galactic kind of love between them, they actually more or less decided actually when they stay away from each other there is less destruction and stuff on the earth. And I don't know why I'm like saying this, but basically it feels like there is, yeah, like I said, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus and Scorpio energy coming in. But it feels like there may have been an individual who may have come on your path or was on your path, and I think this person and you knew as well that there was like this kind of like soulmate connection, okay, or you definitely felt like this kind of out of the world connection with them. It was like you know, kind of galactic, let's just say that, okay. But coming it together, it feels and yeah, like, and oh, okay, you guys may also be like of how do I say it? Like a different, like you might be, so you might be either living in like a different country from this person, or you might be of like a different ethnic background, okay, from this person. But I feel like, oh God, you know what it is? I feel like there is just this burning in my heart, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this energy? It's like, it feels a bit like a needy energy. Yeah, it feels a bit needy. I'm just going to clear and transmute it across time, space, reality. Clear and transmute that. Oh, okay. So, anyway, it kind of feels like it's one of those loves that it is like so right between you two, but you both want very different things. And I feel like you may have been someone with the Queen of Pentacles. She's like the ultimate kind of wifey card, right? She's the one who wants to have the stability, the security, the home, the children. She's the queen that basically can make it happen, and she does make it happen. And it's almost like that kind of obscene luck as well with the Queen of Pentacles. And, you know, this counter person, like that divine counterpart person, is someone who didn't want, like, they're someone who probably swore off that they would ever get married, you know, or they can never want to be in commitment. Like, there's someone who maybe even vowed that they just rather be a player for the rest of their life because they just don't want to, you know, be with someone in that way, right? But with you, it was a case of what I feel is like a huge transformation, number one, because they actually did care about you, and they didn't even understand what that connection was with you. Yeah, they didn't know what this connection was. It created some level of transformation inside of them. It almost like may have even kicked them into gear, but not necessarily in commitment, but maybe actually to get their head straight, to get things together, to make things happen. So maybe if this person had codependent or addictive behaviors with the Devil card, you know, addictive behaviors, like they suddenly wanted to get that out of the system, right? But here's the thing, it really is showing me, like, you know, with the King and Queen, you two would have had a past life together, and you had this kind of past life in, I feel like, on some galactic dimension. And it's very, very, that's why, like, between you two, it was just so much like everything being in sync between you two, but you both want two very different things. And and this past life could also potentially involve Atlantis. So this like goes way, way back. So the recognition between the two of you would have been very strong, like very compelling, very strong. It's inexplicable. You may have even been someone who would have just been like, you know what, maybe I could just throw down all my dreams and visions and goals, but you probably didn't. Okay, I feel like like you are both also exceptionally talented. There is just, I feel like, you know, let's just say, if, I don't know why, okay, I'm just going to say, if you both have star energy, like this star consciousness, oh my goodness, there is a dog barking. I'm so sorry about that. That means whatever I'm about to say is actually very, very important. So with the king and queen, and you both kind of came from like, I don't know why, it's like this star energy, star quality, like you both have that glow about you. You both have that je ne sais quoi about you. You have that thing where you both know how to kind of manifest the life that you desire. You also know how people work. You're both exceptionally talented. You're both exceptionally entrepreneurial. It's almost like, you know, you are each other's match in every aspect, and even in the arts, like I said, it looks to me like you're both incredibly talented. You could both be incredibly talented singers. You could be both incredibly talented musicians or artists or sportsmen, or you know, but here's the thing, I feel like also with this Tower card and the other card that wanted to kind of come out, yeah, we got the Sun in reverse. It was the Three of Cups. I feel like this person definitely didn't want to give up their old ways of doing things. And if you're someone who wanted to settle down, you can see how that would be the only thing that stopped you two from being together. But that's not to say that this person didn't have feelings for you. With this particular Devil card, they had strong passion for you, okay, a passion that kind of knew no bounds, and they even potentially contemplated wanting to be with you, like for the full long term. Like they wanted to be with you in a marriage, they wanted to be, you know, but ultimately with a lot of things within them, they couldn't do it. So with this Tower card, it feels like everything kind of fell apart. But I feel like, you know, this feels quite karmic, to be fair. The lesson needed to kind of be learned is to really learn to embrace and love every aspect of you and know you are completely whole on your own, because that's the thing. I feel like if you chose pile number 2, you've probably gone through life feeling like you've done everything on your own, and it's kind of maybe because also you are on your own in these lifetimes and doing things on your own, you know. But it's not a case of doing things on your own as much as it's about knowing that you are fully supported, and that in being fully supported and in being whole, you can make anything happen. Okay, so weirdly, the energy that I feel is coming over from this kind of past life is that number one, you're not on your own. You are supported consistently 24/7, right? But you can make anything and everything happen, knowing you're fully supported, right? And I think the lesson for them is actually learning that they don't have to do things on their own, but that's kind of separate on their part. And the lesson for you is knowing that you are never alone, right? So this is kind of probably what needs to be healed here. And also just with the Galactic and Atlantis, it does make me feel like you guys might be like little superheroes, like, but when I say superheroes, like you might have like this natural gift and ability to just have people do what you want them to do because they would happily do it for you, you know? It's it's kind of one of those things. 9 of Cups is definitely suggesting to me you are someone who gets your wishes fulfilled, right? So yeah, I'm gonna like pull out some cards here, like some oracle cards, just to really kind of finalize everything that's going on. Where are you being called to journey to? I feel like actually on some levels, if you haven't realized that you have like supernatural abilities, like you might have very exceptional psychic abilities, very exceptional light worker abilities, very exceptional healing abilities, just things that are out of the norm. This is definitely something I feel like when you unlock this in your past lives, you can carry this into this life, and maybe that is what you're sort of being called to, because where are you being called to journey to? I feel like you're definitely being called to journey into some of these past lives you've had and bring over the gifts that you've created from there into this life, right? Yeah, and I feel like I didn't feel like that was the card for you, to be fair, but it's all coming together, right? So we've got the rites of passage crossing the threshold, and it's all coming together: intuitive, hit, and soul tribe. So I do feel like you are someone who is naturally gifted. It's kind of interesting, I said light worker and psychic, and I'm like, actually no, you definitely are. You're getting intuitive hit. It's all coming together. Your soul tribe is coming together. And if you are someone who has been on this journey, I think there's a huge message where you are crossing a threshold right now, so everything might be a little bit sensitive. Maybe that's why I'm feeling like that element of sensitivity in my heart space. It doesn't feel like it's massively clogged out. It just feels like there's like some whisper there, but when you come to realize that you are fully supported, you are not on your own, which is interesting because I'm about to basically say like you're fully supported on your own, which will then help you realize that you are never alone, right? But when that kind of comes in, this is where you cross over that threshold and things are about to unfold in a very magnificent way. Now it's really interesting because I do feel like even though this person from your past, and you definitely would have felt this connection with them, even though there is like some sort of ending, because if your energy sort of changes, there is a potential for this person to potentially come back, but whether they can offer something, that is still like in no man's land at the moment. But that's actually even if you actually want them, because it might be a case where you might not, you know. So that's just something to consider. Oh, 2 cards here. We've got trust and we've got refinement. Yeah, see, like I was telling you, I was feeling like this energy, it's like the lightest energy in my heart space. It feels like there's just like even this one thing, right? It's gonna come out and then you're just gonna cross over into like being completely full manifester, unlocking everything, living your truth, your purpose, your passion. So I feel like you have been trusting your intuitive guidance. Keep trusting it because you are literally just at that threshold point. That didn't want to come out. There we go. And then we also have music. Yeah, see, it's kind of interesting. I think you guys might be very musically talented. Oh, that one's full up. Okay. Yeah, oh my god, look. Okay, so we have soulmate here as well. We have children and celebrations. It's very interesting. You guys might have children with this person potentially. Yeah. But I feel like you definitely have that soulmate connection with them. there is going to be a reason to celebrate things, but I think when you cross over that threshold, like I said, you guys might be very musically inclined. You could be great singers, you could be great dancers, you could be amazing at some instrument, like maybe this person plays the guitar and you sing. It's kind of like one of those things. But can you see how that's like an extraordinary, exceptional talent that actually complements each other? I actually kind of just heard, like, I feel like if this person's not in the picture or they're on the picture or something, like, you may already have children, but if you don't have children, this person may have had thoughts of you are the only person they saw that they wanted to have children with. So if obviously they've reached this point, they'll be like, well, I can't give you this, but I might want to just have children with you. So that may just come into the picture. You'll be like, okay, that's if you want children, but that does seem to be a situation showing up, okay? Or maybe this person even may be coming back and be like, actually, I do want commitment with you because you're the only person I do want to be with. So these things could be unfolding. It is just a case of reconciling that you are completely supported and whole on your own, okay? Or feelings of that, which has obviously come from these previous past lives, okay? So I do hope you enjoyed this reading, pile number 2. I am sending you all so much love. Bye now. Pile number 3. Let's have a look and see what is in the cards for you. Let's explore some past lives that want to come out for you, pile number 3. Okay, so we have ships. We have spouse. Distance has definitely come into the picture here. You might be someone who is attracting a pattern of wanting to be in distant relationships, and you are about to find out why. I'm not sure if this actually wants to come out. No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Is that it? Yes. Okay. You may be someone who attracts distant relationships or partners that are unavailable or just far away. It could be because you've made some sort of vow to be celibate, or, you know, just you vowed that you only want to have this relationship with God, source, you know, and because of that, or you married to God, something along the lines of, if you do things, vows like that, that could be the reason why you're creating this distance. So if that is the case, just throw that contract into the purple fire and call it a day. But yeah, ships. Okay, so okay, and 10 of Cups wants to come out. Yay! Okay, pile number 3. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We've got the 7 of Wands. So instantly I'm already feeling like you might be someone who definitely wants to have this beautiful life with someone. So I feel like we've got the 9 of Cups again, okay? So I do feel like I really love this deck, I'm not gonna lie. This is called the Wake Me Up Tarot deck by my friend Anio. So I will put the description link and everything below if you're interested. So you've got the 9 of Cups. There is a wish fulfillment. I mean, okay. We've got the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of cups here and there's a lot of wands here. And we've also got the 5 of Pentacles. There is a worthiness coming in. Ooh. Hello. Oh, this is all making sense now. Past lives. I just kind of want to, yeah, 5 of Cups. Okay. So, I kind of feel like there is definitely a situation or a situationship or something potentially in your mind on the picture. There could be someone in the picture right now as we speak. If there isn't someone right now, this may not necessarily be your pile, so it may be worth checking out a different pile. But there is strongly this situation of actually you want to be with this person wants to be with you, so it's very reciprocated. You both know that actually if you both want to be together, the universe will support it. But Seven of Wands obviously indicates a lot of challenges, obstacles, things getting in the way. Why are things not flowing, things as they should be? And it's very interesting. It is because, not because you both have been in past lives together, but there is some sort of acceptance with being at a distance, being distant from each other. Like, love is better to be distant. Like, if you created that in a past life, that gets carried over, right? Burn that all up. Burn that contract and that vow up. But also, with the Five of Pentacles, it always talks about self-worth. But interestingly enough, in this particular picture, it is showing me also money being an issue. And that is because either you or them may have made even a vow of poverty in a past life. And if you have, that is what's going to prevent you from creating significant amounts of wealth. It may be this person, but if it sounds like you might be having the financial difficulties, that would be it. So that might be a vow you might want to go, right, clear that out, right? So I also feel like you guys might be very intuitive. You are very intuitive beings. You're very much connected to nature, to earth, to art. You know that, you know, I don't know why, you could be like painters, artists, or you may be thinking about painting or arting or creating. Like, creativity seems to be like a very big thing here. But believing it may not create or generate prosperity. And the truth is actually very much the opposite. Creativity generates more, more abundance. But definitely worth seeing if any vows, oaths, commitments were made here in either you or them being a monk or a nun. And yeah, you guys may have actually also been married before. I mean, I think I said like, oh, you guys didn't have a partner. You could have been married before. But the previous obstacles and challenges of that past life, which looks like to be distance, or something happened, or something kind of tore you apart. You know, it's very interesting. It's showing me ships and spouse, but I really feel like there is just this water between the two of you. And even though there's shit, like the images I'm getting right now, it feels like it's world war time. Don't know why, but maybe it was a case of someone was trying to make their way to you, and then their ship got blown up, so they never made their way, and the wish never got fulfilled, and then therefore you kind of carried over like, things just don't work out for me, right? But this is definitely something to be worth exploring. And maybe it was also a case you guys were intended to be, but distance suddenly kind of told you apart. Now, if all these kind of patterns and stories are showing up in this lifetime, it's because it's a past life. You definitely want to just clear it, right? What appears to be like, I don't know, maybe a job not coming through, or people getting in the way, or things like this, it is actually not the case. It is just because there were assumptions created here. And Spirit's just like, it's time to like let it all go. Because once it's all gone, I'm pretty sure like you guys just pretty much would just do the whole marriage thing and everything, and have kids and have, so it feels like it's just very much this love, this last hurdle. But I feel like if you guys have chosen path number 3, you have been doing the work, you've been on this journey, you've definitely been loving yourself, self-love, right? You've been prioritizing you. this is almost like just like that last little ticket to kind of get over it, right? Creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Yeah. So I feel like if you're with someone, it is inevitable that you two are meant to happen in this lifetime. No exceptions to the rule. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. I feel like if you are someone who is very intuitive, the Queen of Cups, she's very, very intuitive. She's very much linked with nature and connection and everything, and more also emotionally available. But I feel like also with the Council of Light coming above her, you may be someone who's very in sync with your angels and your guides. So, and Mary Magdalena, I don't know why that came out. Okay, so, or Kuan Yin, is it Kuan Yin? Yes. And I feel like all you need to do is really connect to them and ask them to show you what needs to be cleared from these past lives in order to make this kind of happen. Yeah, we've got ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future. So it could very much be ancestral, but actually breaking the chain, I feel like, is actually breaking the chain to things that may have happened in the past life, right? And rewriting it. So if you experience this kind of heartbreak in a previous life, you rewrite it almost in like your soul memory that actually they did make it and things did work out, right? Because then you've changed the energy completely. So this is just an element of healing that needs to occur, but it is just like that little snippet, like going over like going over on the other side, like, oh yeah, whoops, I did make this very, very stupid vow of poverty because I thought that was noble, but if I did, I'm clearing it. I'm not participating in that because it would be nice to have more than enough so that actually distance and all of this malarkey is not an issue. I can just get on the plane and go, right? So I feel like that's definitely the situation here. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, so we have happiness, we've got cleansing, and we've got happiness. So I do feel like with the happiness card here, like you two do make each other very happy. You both could also be of like different ethnic backgrounds, by the way. I don't know why that was kind of coming in strong as well. But yeah, this is just a case of like, you know, cleansing. It is not just about like throwing yourself into like a hot salt bath and like calling it a day or anything. It is really about cleansing the soul of like lower vibrations, like vibrations of like, oh my god, no, pity me, worry me, oh me, woe is me. That's actually very low vibration. It's almost like cleansing your soul of that and embracing happiness, being happy in the moment, being happy where you are. In that embracing of happiness, in that state of being happy with or without them, that is where the universe can conspire it. But the universe can't conspire it if you're still like holding on to like weird things from like past life, right? So yeah. And manifestation. So like I said, I do feel like this manifestation is inevitable. It is completely inevitable. It is meant to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. It doesn't matter what anyone says. This connection is meant to happen, okay? And because it's meant to happen, you guys, it's literally just a case of like, you guys kind of need to like clear out the past and be like, right, this is a fresh page, fresh start. I'm manifesting this. It's happening, right? And that is what's going to happen for you. So this is kind of like a little short reading, but that's because I don't feel like there wasn't many messages that needed to be necessarily conveyed. It was a case of there's a pattern that might be showing up in your life, and this one very much felt like distance and money being an issue. And there are past lives that need to be explored, vow of poverty, and things having not worked out at a distance, or distance being the issue, or having a distant relationship with someone and being like, okay, that made me happy, right? Because if you decided that that was the case for you in a past life, it's going to show up in this life. So it's definitely worth taking note and clearing it all out and clearing and transmuting. Okay. All right, so I hope you enjoyed those messages. Pile number 3. I am sending you all so much love, light, and blessings. Bye now. Hi there, pile 4. Let's have a look and see what past lives would like to come out for you all. Okay, so angels and guides. Oof. All right, angels and guides of the highest truth and highest wisdom and highest good. All saints, angels, guides. Saints, angels, guides, highest good, highest wisdom, highest truth. What past life would you like me to explore? Okay, we've got persecution and inquisition. Okay. Now we've got some lessons and blessings. All right. I'm just gonna put out. I'm like in love with this deck. I love it. I'm in love with this deck. It's the Wake Me Up Tarot deck by my amazing friend Anu. I will put the link down below. Oh, here we go. Right, sorry, my aesthetics. I'm going to work on that one. Okay, the 9 of Cups definitely wanted to come up in reverse, which is so interesting. Because, okay, alright. Got spirituality and religion, forgiveness, persecution and inquisition, lessons and blessings. Okay, we've got the Tower. You may be someone who might be experiencing situations where maybe your manifestations are not coming through, and before they even come through or they're about to come through, it's almost like something will just come and take it away, okay? And there's a past life link to this. So if you're someone who might have had situations where your goals, your dreams and your visions always consistently kept showing up, like they were just being taken away, like someone will want to take it, someone want to steal it, or you know, it's like you're about to reach that goal of like 10k, but then you pass out at 9k, you know, it's kind of like things like that will happen, and you're just a bit, you might sit there and think, am I really just unlucky? But actually no, you're not. Ooh, hello, sorry. This Emperor came up. Basically, it looks like one of my old bosses, and I'm just like, oh, why am I there? Okay, anyway, it's interesting. You may have had a past life with an ex-boss here. They may have been someone of authority, yeah. So the Star wanted to come up in reverse. Yeah, see, so it's exactly what I basically said. You might be someone who's like, why are my things not coming through? Because it should be, and yes, you are right, it absolutely should be. But in a past life, you have been persecuted, my friend. So there's a lesson here to learn. Let's explore it. Okay, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. All right, I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, see, and we've got the 5 of Pentacles. I love it though. It's come up in reverse. So I feel like that definitely wants to come out there, even though I've been pulling out 5, but I think the 5 of Pentacles wants to show up. So I feel like you are someone who is a natural giver, is what I'm hearing. There's a few things that I'm definitely hearing. In a past life, you may have been someone who is naturally gifted. You're naturally gifted in spiritual arts. You may be someone who could have always manifested things, or it's almost like, put it this way, you know how, you know, of course there's people saying like, oh, I was a witch and I was this and I was that and I could make things happen. Yeah. But if we're looking back at history and human and past lives on this earth, we all know that people who were naturally gifted may have been massively persecuted as well. Like you know, and you were hung, or you were like killed, or you were like burnt at the stake for no actual reason, okay? I feel like if you chose this pile, you may naturally be adverse or against patriarchy and hierarchy because of what had happened to you, which is you were persecuted, right? There is a huge amount of forgiveness that needs to happen towards male figures, CEOs, ex-bosses, because they're just playing an energy role in your life, or had played an energy role in your life, where, you know, if you believed that men held the power or patriarchy held the power, and the thing is, I'm really feeling this strong anger towards them massively in my heart space. You kind of have to think, like, in those times where patriarchy, hierarchy just persecuted women and just called them a witch and was like, right, you're just burnt at the stake, right? These were just people living in fear. This does not condone the fact that they should have killed you, absolutely not. But there's fear, like they're not in their aligned state. I can literally feel like my voice is shaking here. So with the persecution, you may also feel like it is not safe to speak out, safe to speak your truth, safe to speak up against things that are going wrong for you, or against you, or people trying to hurt you or anything. You may have been someone that naturally just kind of hid or decided to stay away, and it's because you were massively persecuted for speaking up or speaking your truth, okay? But there is like a lesson and blessing here. The lesson is, you know, with forgiveness, you're going to see that everything that you had experienced in that past life was probably not true. Like, men do not have the power, patriarchy do not have, hierarchy do not have the power, never really did, okay? It's kind of just a story running around. And also in that light, you can see how it showed up in this life, and that it's not true, okay? And I think when you do overcome this, firstly, your abundance is just going to be rolling in, number one, okay? Because you're just going to naturally feel like you're in your power. You're going to be like making stuff happen. And, you know, where before you were like really shy or timid or like held back and you couldn't move forward, you're just like, damn, I'm freaking worthy. Like, everyone else, get out of my way. You know, there's just a very powerful vibe that's going to come out of you. It's almost like this suppressed or pushed down voice is just going to go boom, wide open. Okay? But the lesson and the blessing here is learning that, you know, other people don't have the power. You have the power. Men, patriarchy don't have the power, or people in high authoritative positions, they don't have the power. You've always had the power, right? And when you realize that actually everything that you probably experienced was not necessarily, like, if you can process through the forgiveness, just because maybe, you know, it may not even have been like you were a witch or anything. You may have just been someone who was like a healer, or may have been someone who was very much like devoted to the universe, God, source, whatever you'd like to call it, okay? And you know, there was a persecution there because maybe you were someone who experienced magic and miracles, and people were like, well, that seems a little bit witchy, we're gonna burn you up. And you may have been someone who was like, you know, how did the universe just forget about me? Like abandonment, or feeling like that was unfair, injustice, right? But if you overcome that, and you can learn that that was not the true case. Like, that is, everything you may have experienced was simply just not true. You will overcome this, and also karmic justice will happen to anyone who pretty much like brought you down. Okay, just remember that when forgiveness kind of comes into the picture, you're letting source do its thing, and that stuff does go around. It's a thing. I don't know why it does. Okay, but you will also reap so much rewards. You will feel worthy. You will also have abundance just rolling in like that for you. Yeah, you have the strength to overcome this, okay? I don't know how I'm putting this out. And also the Hermit. I love this little Hermit here. I know I'm if you chose this pile, I'm just saying I love your deck right now, okay? You have the strength. Oh, I love this infinity symbol as well. You have the strength to overcome this. This may be one of the hardest things to forgive. Is forgiving source, universe, God, for maybe feelings of abandonment and injustice. But I'm really hearing that you are someone who has the strength to do it. You really need to just really pull through to see things with the loving perspective, because when you do, you're going to just reap so much rewards. It's insane, okay? Like, every wish fulfilled, any wishes you've been on, like, it's just going to like go boom right through, right? Okay, I'm just going to go and see. Ooh, hello. Yeah, see, don't dim your light to fit in. How are you dimming your light to fit in? And this could be like even a situation where maybe you're someone who might have been shy to like come out and speak up and speak out, and it's because, you know, this persecution energy, right? But if you kind of forgive this and let this go, your light is naturally going to just want to come out. You're gonna be like, I'm here, bam, right? But right now, or maybe before this, maybe because if you're someone who's working through this, you would already start to see huge significant differences happening with you, right? And yeah, sorry, some like weird intuitive hits sometimes that just come through. I'm like, whoa, hang on, I'm doing a reading here. Don't dim your light to fit. How are you dimming your light to fit in? You're naturally someone who is meant to be a star. Like, I feel like the star is meant to be the up way. It's not meant to be reversed. It's just that you know, you have a special light about you. You have special gifts and talents. You may also be someone who's extraordinarily, you know, beautiful or handsome if you're a guy. And like I said, people have always just wanted to do it, but they don't know why. It is because of this kind of energy of these past lives carried through. You forgive this. This is all going to go, and you can naturally step into the light. And also, yeah, see, we've got transformation. Things are changing at cellular level. So I feel like you chose pile number 4, you may have already been exploring your past lives. But this is going to be a big, significant one. This is going to be one that's a game changer. It's going to be one that's going to change everything for you in such magnificent ways. You will, it's almost like once this has gone through, like once you like let this go energetically, you are going to just change just like that. It's almost like where you are hiding, you are like now the queen or the king. You're now sitting on that throne. You're like making it happen. It's like, nah, you ain't the boss anymore. I'm the boss, okay? People answer to you, not the other way around. This is going to be some really big game changer, I'm telling you, right? And you're just going to be like, wow, this is me. Yeah, see, I did tell you, abundance is going to naturally be rolling for you. Okay, abundance is going to be a natural thing. It's just going to be flowing. You're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, and you're going to experience that freedom that you have always been wanting. Like freedom, because when you think about it, abundance is freedom and opportunity, right? You want freedom and you want opportunities. You want that ability to broaden your horizons, expand your vision. Like that's the whole purpose actually for the human life, is to just consistently expand and grow. And with abundance helps that, right? You're going to have that freedom, but this is kind of one of those past lives where you kind of just have to forgive what is untrue and embrace the truth. And, you know, you're going to be that boss. All right? So, I feel like this is my reading for you. I really love that reading, by the way. Big things, because I'm seeing like powerhouse, leader, you know, public speaker vibes. Like nothing is going to stop you from stepping into the spotlight. You're just going to be like, I'm here. Everyone else, bam, move aside. Okay? So I hope that reading helped you. I am sending you all so much love, light, and blessings, pile number 4. Bye now.